Welcome! Today we will dive deep into the history of comic books' most infamous antagonists. Despite being controversial for obvious reasons, I personally really like Hydra as a faction in Marvel Comics. They recently got a pretty cool map in Marvel Rivals, and I have been planning on making a video about the organization for a while now. In fact, I would love to cover other organizations like Cobra from G.I. Joe, AIM, and The Hand. But I decided I should rip the Band-Aid off and start with Hydra. If you're ready to uncover the secrets of Hydra, hit that like button and let's dive in.
Hydra, one of Marvel Comics' most iconic and enduring villainous organizations, was created by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby. The group made its first appearance in Strange Tales, number 135, August 1965. Initially portrayed as a terrorist organization clashing with Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra quickly became a symbol of global subversion and relentless ambition. Over the years, its mythology has expanded to encompass ancient origins, secret societies, and modern-day terrorism, making Hydra a cornerstone of Marvel's narrative universe. Hydra's roots stretch far beyond its modern incarnation, delving into ancient times and cosmic influences. In the pages of Marvel Comics, in 2620 BC, the Brood attacked Egypt and killed Pharaoh Khasekhemwy, thereby ending the second dynasty of Egypt. A man named Imhotep led a coalition of warriors, which included Apocalypse, his first horsemen, and Moon Knight, to defeat the aliens. Imhotep established an organization to protect the world, which became divided into two factions, the Brotherhood of the Spear and the Brotherhood of the Shield. Each group was responsible for safeguarding Imhotep's spear and shield while defending the world from threats in the east and west. Then a cabal of immortal hooded reptoids came to Earth, planning to start a legacy of evil. Millions of years later, they corrupted the Eastern secret society, the Brotherhood of the Spear, which resulted in that group being called the Beast by the Brotherhood of the Shield. The corrupted Brotherhood of the Spear spread out, ingraining itself like a multi-headed serpent into all facets of human society, from science to magic to politics. As time wore on, the organization's name changed, eventually becoming Hydra. While on screen in the MCU, before the evolution of mankind, the earliest iteration of Hydra began as a cult devoted to an alien entity called the Hive. The Hive was a genetically engineered inhuman created by the Kree to act as a superweapon. However, the Hive was exiled to a distant planet after being deemed too dangerous. Ancient Hydra worshippers viewed the Hive as a god, striving to bring it back to Earth to rule over humanity. This early religious fervor laid the foundation for Hydra's unwavering loyalty and hierarchical structure. Be it in the comics or movies, Hydra's name and resilience are symbolized by the mythical Hydra, a creature from Greek mythology whose heads grew back when severed. Hydra's ancient adherents worshipped the monstrous entity Hive, who also embodied these regenerative qualities. This inspired the organization's motto, "Cut off one head, and two more shall take its place." The full motto is as follows: "Hail Hydra, immortal Hydra, we shall never be destroyed. Cut off a limb, and two more shall take its place. We serve none but the Master, as the world shall soon serve us. Hail Hydra." Hydra is rumored to have influenced ancient civilizations like Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Greece. These early groups used their secretive power to manipulate kings, secure mystical artifacts, and sow chaos for their benefit. During the medieval period, Hydra operated as a clandestine cabal, infiltrating monarchies and participating in events like the Crusades to expand its reach. Hydra's connection to extraterrestrial forces, such as the Kree, further cements its ancient origins. Early Hydra members sought to harness alien technology and genetic knowledge, paving the way for their later experiments with super soldiers and advanced weaponry. Hydra became synonymous with fascism under the leadership of Johann Schmidt, better known as the Red Skull, a loyal Nazi officer and a chief antagonist of Captain America. But while the Skull always admired Hitler for his ideological vision, he was never content with being Hitler's subordinate. The Skull kidnapped and killed many of Hitler's closest advisors, and eventually rose to become the second most powerful man in the Third Reich. Now Hitler could no longer effectively control the Skull, and came to fear him, especially since the Skull had made little secret of his ambition to supplant Hitler someday. Observing how Hitler's Reich was short-sighted and failing, started creating a secret organization in Japan, merging several underground criminal societies, including the Hand, with fugitive members of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. When Hitler ordered the death of Baron Strucker, following his multiple failures, the Red Skull intervened and sent him to Japan to further establish the new organization. Strucker broke his ties with the Red Skull, allied with the Hand and the underground movement, ultimately forming Hydra as we recognize it today. Strucker's Hydra infiltrated governments, corporations, and military organizations, ensuring its survival and growth during the Cold War era. The organization evolved into a beautiful parasite, because in truth, this was again the workings of the Brotherhood of the Spear. Hydra is simply the new face of the secretive cult that seeks world domination above all else. The Nazis were a means to an end. Hydra's ideology is a more universal form of fascism, focused on global domination rather than racial purity. The inner workings and structure of the organization begins with leadership and high command. At the apex of Hydra's hierarchy stands the Supreme Leader, often referred to as the Supreme Hydra or Hydra Supreme. This individual wields ultimate authority, dictating the organization's overarching goals and ideological direction. While the leadership structure is hierarchical, it incorporates redundancies to maintain continuity in operations should high-ranking members be compromised. The second-ranking position in Hydra is the highly sought-after role of Madam Hydra. Typically, this rank places the individual just below the Supreme Leader and provides them with considerable autonomy to lead critical missions, oversee specific regions, or direct specialized operations. A person holding this title is often a member of Hydra's High Council, which advises and implements the Supreme Leader's vision. However, depending on the storyline or continuity, the Madame Hydra may ascend to full leadership, either temporarily or permanently. Operatives holding this title command fear and respect throughout the organization. Their expertise in manipulation, combat, and strategy makes them a force within Hydra and in its dealings with outside adversaries. The identities of Madame Hydra 1 through 5 are unknown, but characters who have held the title are Ophelia Sarkisian, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, and Elisa Sinclair. The Supreme Leader embodies Hydra's vision and goals. Notable leaders throughout its history have included Baron Wolfgang von Strucker, the strategist who expanded Hydra's influence worldwide, the Red Skull, and Steve Rogers, Captain America, who became Hydra Supreme during the Secret Empire storyline. Supporting the Supreme Leader is the High Council, a body of senior operatives and strategists overseeing various sectors or regions. Members of this elite group include influential figures such as Madame Hydra, Viper, Baron Zemo, and the Kraken. Regional and Divisional Command. Hydra operates through a decentralized network of regional cells and specialized divisions, each focusing on distinct areas of influence or expertise. This structure makes Hydra exceptionally difficult to dismantle. Regional cells operate semi-independently under regional commanders, ensuring adaptability and localized control. These cells are spread across key territories such as Europe, Asia, and North America. Specialized divisions handle Hydra's technological, espionage, and superhuman initiatives. The Hydra Science Division, often led by Arnim Zola, develops advanced weaponry and experimental technologies. The Hydra Espionage Division focuses on infiltration and intelligence gathering, while its superhuman programs create and deploy enhanced individuals or teams for critical missions. Ideological and operational units. Hydra's success relies on the ideological alignment and operational efficiency of its members. Lower-ranking operatives, known as acolytes and initiates, are indoctrinated with Hydra's vision and trained for basic missions. These members often serve as foot soldiers, spies, or expendable assets. Highly trained special operatives and assassins are tasked with critical missions, including notable figures like the Winter Soldier. Additionally, Hydra employs superhuman operatives such as Hive and mercenaries like Taskmaster, bolstered by Hydra-sponsored experiments. Offshoots and subsidiaries. The Secret Empire. The Secret Empire is a clandestine organization within Marvel Comics that operates with the goal of subverting governments and establishing a totalitarian regime. It often infiltrates key institutions, manipulating them from within. The group first appearing in Tales to Astonish number 81, 1966, the Secret Empire has been depicted as a highly secretive group with deep ties to both Hydra and the criminal underworld. AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. AIM, or AIM, is a scientific organization specializing in cutting-edge technology and weaponry. It was first introduced in Strange Tales number 146, 1966. Unlike Hydra, AIM's primary focus is scientific advancement and profit, often selling its innovations to the highest bidder, including supervillains and terrorist groups. In some iterations, AIM begins as a branch of Hydra, tasked with developing advanced weapons and technology to aid Hydra's world domination efforts. Funding and resources. Hydra's operations are supported by a diverse range of funding sources, making it largely self-sufficient. Corporate fronts are frequently used to generate income and acquire technology, with Advanced Idea Mechanics, AIM, being a notable example of Hydra's influence. Illicit activities such as arms dealing, drug trafficking, and black market operations further bolster Hydra's finances. Its technological resources often surpass those of the most advanced nations, with creations by Arnim Zola and innovations like Tesseract-powered weapons and Cosmic Cube-derived technologies playing pivotal roles in its arsenal. Indoctrination and training. Loyalty within Hydra is maintained through rigorous indoctrination and psychological manipulation. Members are subjected to propaganda emphasizing collectivism, unwavering loyalty, and Hydra's vision of world domination. Hydra's training programs are equally intense, focusing on physical conditioning and tactical skills. Elite agents lead these programs, ensuring that operatives are prepared for a wide range of missions. Hydra's operational philosophy is rooted in decentralization, long-term planning, adaptability, and fear-based control. Its cell-based structure ensures that no single loss can cripple the organization, while multi-generational plans enable it to infiltrate governments, militaries, and even organizations like S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra's adaptability allows it to evolve its tactics in response to new technologies and global trends. Operatives are kept in line through a combination of fear, punishments for failure can be severe, and promises of power and belonging, fostering a culture of loyalty and control. Hydra's operatives often clashed with Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D., making them central antagonists in espionage-themed storylines. One of Hydra's greatest victories came when it was revealed that the organization had deeply infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D., as shown in the Secret Warriors comic series and the MCU film Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This betrayal shocked heroes and demonstrated Hydra's cunning and adaptability. In the Secret Empire storyline, a version of Captain America is revealed to be a Hydra agent due to manipulation by the Cosmic Cube. This controversial arc explored the ideological clash between freedom and tyranny, with Hydra momentarily seizing control of the United States. Several notable figures have led or been affiliated with Hydra, each bringing their unique skills and ideologies to the organization. Johann Schmidt, Red Skull, the face of Hydra during World War II. Red Skull's vision of domination and chaos laid the groundwork for Hydra's global operations. Johann Schmidt was born in Germany and had a tragic, abusive childhood that fueled his hatred and ambition. As a young man, he became a bellhop, where he fatefully encountered Adolf Hitler, who recognized Johann's potential for ruthlessness and fanatical devotion, becoming the Red Skull. Hitler personally trained Schmidt, making him a symbol of Nazi ideology. He donned a terrifying Red Skull mask and became a high-ranking officer in the Nazi Party, spreading terror and fear. While Schmidt was originally aligned with Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, his ambitions outgrew the confines of Nazism, leading to his eventual leadership of Hydra and the transformation of the organization into his personal vehicle for global domination. A master of military tactics, manipulation, and psychological warfare, skilled in hand-to-hand combat and proficient with a variety of weapons. After being exposed to the Cosmic Cube and other advanced technologies, the Red Skull occasionally gains superhuman abilities. At one point, Schmidt attempted to replicate Captain America's super soldier serum, leading to limited enhancements. The Red Skull represents the dark side of humanity, unchecked ambition, hatred, and the pursuit of power at any cost. His character is often used to explore themes of fascism, ideological extremism, and the resilience of good against overwhelming evil. Baron Wolfgang von Strucker, a cunning strategist, Strucker transformed Hydra into a decentralized network, ensuring its survival through secrecy and manipulation. Strucker was born into an aristocratic German family and served as a soldier during World War I. His tactical brilliance and thirst for power marked him as a future leader. During World War II, Strucker became a Nazi officer and later a high-ranking member of Hydra. He saw Hydra not just as an extension of the Nazi Party, but as a way to achieve his own ambitions for global domination. After the fall of the Nazi regime, Strucker transformed Hydra from a splinter group into a global terrorist organization. Under his leadership, Hydra became a self-sustaining entity with its own ideologies, once again becoming separate from Nazi ideology. Strucker is often portrayed as the head of Hydra, oozing fear, propaganda, and technological advancements to maintain control. Heinrich Zemo, Baron Zemo I. Baron Zemo is the name of multiple characters in Marvel Comics, most notably Heinrich Zemo and his son, Helmut Zemo, both of whom have played significant roles as recurring villains, particularly against Captain America and the Avengers. The Zemo legacy is one of aristocratic pride, scientific genius, and unrelenting hatred, tied deeply to Hydra. Heinrich Zemo was a brilliant scientist and an aristocrat in Nazi Germany. He became one of the Nazis' top scientists, developing advanced weaponry, including the adhesive X, a powerful glue that could not be dissolved. During World War II, he clashed with Captain America and the invaders, becoming one of Cap's most persistent foes. In a battle with Captain America, Heinrich was doused with adhesive X, permanently bonding his mask to his face. This disfigurement fueled his hatred for Captain America, and he devoted the rest of his life to seeking revenge. Heinrich died in battle with Captain America, crushed under an avalanche in the Avengers number 15. Despite his death, his legacy continued through his son, Helmut Zemo, Baron Zemo II. Helmut Zemo inherited his father's genius, aristocratic heritage, and intense hatred for Captain America. Initially adopting the alias The Phoenix, Helmut later embraced his father's mantle as Baron Zemo. Helmut is a master tactician, scientist, and combatant. He harbors a deep-seated belief in the superiority of his lineage and aristocratic ideals, often aligning with Hydra or forming his own villainous factions. Both Heinrich and Helmut Zemo share a strong sense of aristocratic pride, believing their family is destined to rule. Helmut, in particular, seeks not only revenge against Captain America and the Avengers, but also the restoration of what he sees as the natural order, with himself at its head. Helmut Zemo operates more independently than his father, but has frequently intersected with Hydra. Zemo views Hydra as both a useful tool and a potential rival, often working with or against the organization, depending on his goals. His expertise in manipulation and combat makes him a valuable ally during large-scale conflicts against mutual enemies like Captain America and the Avengers. But Zemo's aristocratic background and personal pride often put him at odds with the Red Skull, who seeks to dominate Hydra entirely. This rivalry has led Zemo to challenge the Red Skull's authority within Hydra, sometimes fracturing the organization into competing factions. Madame Hydra, Ophelia Sarkisian, aka Viper. Known for her ruthless tactics, Viper frequently leads Hydra cells. Her expertise in espionage and combat makes her one of the organization's deadliest operatives. Viper's past is shrouded in mystery. She was orphaned as a child in Eastern Europe during World War II and taken in by the criminal underworld. Her early hardships shaped her into a cold, calculating, and ruthless individual. Eventually recruited into the terrorist organization called Hydra as one of the students of the infamous Hydra recruiter, the Kraken. She rose through the ranks of Hydra, eventually earning the title Madame Hydra. She distinguished herself as one of Hydra's most competent and deadly operatives, often acting as a lieutenant or leader within the organization. Later in her career, Ophelia adopted the codename Viper, severing ties with Hydra at various points to pursue her own ambitions. As Viper, she operated independently as a mercenary and crime lord, sometimes collaborating with or opposing Hydra. She is a skilled tactician and manipulator, capable of bending others to her will, proficient in hand-to-hand combat, marksmanship, and the use of a wide array of weapons, including poisons, which makes her an expert assassin. The Kraken, a mysterious and powerful operative of Hydra. The role has been occupied by different individuals over the years, each adding their unique attributes to the identity. Kraken was responsible for training and indoctrinating new Hydra recruits, further ensuring the organization's survival and expansion. The Kraken persona is rooted in Hydra's use of mythological imagery. The name evokes the legendary sea monster, symbolizing Hydra's reach into the unknown and its ability to strike from the depths. Arnim Zola, A Nazi scientist who became Hydra's technological mastermind, Zola's experiments pushed the boundaries of human and machine integration. Arnim Zola was a brilliant Swiss biochemist and geneticist during World War II. He worked alongside the Nazi regime and later Hydra, using his expertise in cloning, genetic manipulation, and artificial intelligence to further their goals. Zola pioneered methods to transfer consciousness into cloned or artificial bodies, becoming one of the first Marvel villains to explore transhumanism. His own body was eventually replaced by a robotic construct, with his face displayed on a screen embedded in his chest, symbolizing his departure from humanity. To cheat death, Zola uploaded his mind into a biomechanical body, granting him near immortality. This grotesque form became his trademark, with a large camera-like device acting as his head and his face displayed on his chest. Gorgon, Tomi Shishido. Gorgon is a deadly and enigmatic supervillain, best known for his affiliations with Hydra and as a prominent foe of Wolverine and other heroes. His blend of mysticism, combat prowess, and intelligence makes him one of Marvel's most formidable antagonists. Tomi Shishido was born in Japan and displayed extraordinary talents from a young age. By age 13, he was a child prodigy, mastering languages, arts, philosophy, and science. At 18, he formulated a nihilistic worldview and declared his desire to destroy the world. Around this time, he also discovered his mutant abilities. Gorgon allied himself with the Hand, a secretive ninja clan, and Hydra, intertwining mysticism and terrorism. He became a key figure in their plans to destabilize the world, often acting as a field commander and assassin. As a Hydra operative, Gorgon is tasked with eliminating key enemies, infiltrating rival organizations, and enforcing Hydra's control through terror and violence. Gorgon's dual allegiance to Hydra and the Hand strengthens the alliance between these two secretive organizations. He sits in Hydra's High Council, and leaders like Baron Wolfgang von Strucker and Madame Hydra value Gorgon's input, often relying on him for counsel on critical decisions. Gorgon can turn anyone into stone by making eye contact, similar to the Gorgons of Greek mythology. He has enhanced strength, agility, reflexes, and durability. He possesses a genius-level intellect and an unshakable will, which make him an exceptional tactician and manipulator. Hive. As mentioned earlier, this ancient inhuman represents Hydra's religious and cosmic origins, embodying their connection to alien forces. But in the comics, Hive is not a singular individual, but rather a unique entity created by Hydra, using advanced genetic engineering and experimentation. Created in the Hydra laboratories of their underwater base beneath the Indian Ocean, Hive was an experiment made to physically embody the Hydra ideal. Its body is composed of countless parasitic organisms that form a single consciousness, capable of assimilating others into its collective. Hive is described as the first of its kind and represents Hydra's vision of perfect unity and devotion to the cause. It was created to inspire fear, loyalty, and absolute submission among Hydra operatives. Hive possesses superhuman strength, durability, and regenerative abilities due to its composite nature. It controls a variety of parasitic organisms and can assimilate others into its collective, effectively brainwashing them to serve Hydra. The parasitic organisms that make up Hive can infect others, taking over their minds and bodies to ensure loyalty to Hydra. Hive has vast knowledge and strategic acumen, drawing on the experiences of all those it has assimilated. As a being composed of parasites, Hive is extraordinarily difficult to kill. Destroying one part of it does not necessarily eliminate the whole entity. Hive is unwaveringly loyal to Hydra and often serves as one of its highest-ranking operatives. Baron Wolfgang von Strucker is a key supporter of Hive's creation. And the Red Skull shares Hive's vision of Hydra's dominance. Hive represents the ultimate threat of collectivism taken to an extreme. Its ability to absorb and control individuals reflects Hydra's mission to obliterate free will and enforce unity under its ideology. As a literal and figurative hive mind, Hive challenges the Marvel Universe's heroes by exploiting their fears of losing autonomy and individuality. Hydra's evolution from an ancient cult to a global terrorist network highlights its adaptability and enduring relevance in Marvel Comics. With its deep roots in mythology, history, and science fiction, Hydra serves as a multifaceted antagonist that challenges heroes on ideological, physical, and moral levels. Whether as an ancient cult worshipping Hive or a modern-day infiltrator of S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra remains one of the most compelling and persistent threats in the Marvel Universe.
That's it for today. Please make sure to leave a like and comment on your favorite Hydra character. I'd also love to hear your recommendations for Hydra storylines, so make sure to share some of your favorite Hydra comics in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more bad guys.